Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Blossom Okafo. I'm a physical therapist and wellness coach, and today I'm going to talk about my weight loss journey and my top 5 tips on how to lose weight after pregnancy. So if you're trying to get that snapback body after pregnancy, this video is not for you. But on a serious note, if you are trying to lose weight and keep it off in a sustainable and healthy way, whether you had your baby 1 year ago or 10 years ago and you've given up on yourself, this video is for you to learn how to get that weight off. So keep watching. So my first tip when it comes to weight loss after pregnancy is that you should focus on nutrition first. Focus on eating healthy food and really not worry too much about exercise per se. 1, you probably don't have the time to really try to exercise. 2, you probably don't have the energy to exercise. And 3, for most or a lot of people right after pregnancy, you're not in the right medical state to even try to exercise. So the first thing you need to do, whether you just had the baby or it's been some time after you had the baby, is focus on your nutrition first, because that's typically the hardest thing to kind of get together, is eating healthy. And when you want to focus on the nutrition or healthy food, number one thing is to just limit junk food as much as possible from your diet. What is junk food? Like cookies, chips, cake, soda, fried foods, donuts, all that stuff. Just essentially cut it out. I do practice what's called mindful eating, which I don't really label anything as bad food. I allow myself to eat junk food. However, I plan for it. So that means that I eat healthy, say 80 to 90% of the time, and then 10 to 20% of the time I might eat some junk food. So that might be like once or every few weeks I'll go out to dinner and then not care about what I'm eating. Or for the most part, 90 to 80% of the time you need to be eating healthy, nutritious food. So with nutrition, not only do you want to get rid of junk food per se for the most part, but portion control is key. I eat pasta and rice and bread frequently. However, portion control is key. So I'm eating a very small portion of rice when I do eat rice, and I try to eat the majority of vegetables on my plate and then some protein. And that's just essentially what you need to do. Carbohydrates are not your friend, in a sense that when they are broken down easily into simple sugars, they increase your insulin. We have increase of insulin over time in your body. It leads to fat storage. So that's just on a science tip, but essentially carbohydrates are for if you have a lot of work to do, if you're moving around, you're going to run a marathon, If you're going to be very active, you need a lot of carbohydrates. But if you're not active, you can live off of very little carbohydrate. I don't necessarily do low carb, but it is a lower carb diet. So that's why I just say portion control is key when it comes to like carbohydrates. Most of your food should come from vegetables and meat, and that's fibrous vegetables, because vegetables have carbs in them, but there are some vegetables that are fibrous, meaning like broccoli, okra, spinach, Brussels sprouts, green beans, asparagus, any type of leafy greens. These vegetables are going to be lower in carb, have more fiber, keep you fuller longer. They won't spike your insulin, as opposed to vegetables like carrots, potatoes, peas. Those ones are higher in just simple sugars. If you eat those, portion control is key. So no, I'm not, when I talk about food, I'm not really cutting food out. You just have to be mindful of how you eat certain foods, right? So leading into my next topic in terms of nutrition is, I don't believe you need to eat less to lose weight. I just think you have to eat smarter to lose weight. So what does that mean? You're eating more nutrient dense foods. So foods that have more nutrition in them, they'll give you more vitality in life when you eat them. So you can eat it, but with a lower calorie. So you can eat like a large amount, like you can eat a large leafy green salad with fibrous vegetables. It might only have 100 calories in it, while this amount of rice has that same amount of calories. So you'll get full eating this big plate of vegetables, right? As opposed to eating this small portion of rice that it won't, obviously it's not gonna make you full. So you take away the simple sugar carbohydrates and supplement that with fibrous vegetables, and you will feel full. So again, you don't have to eat less to lose weight. You just gotta eat smarter. So nutrient dense food is the key when trying to lose weight. Like, you can lose weight and not even work out for the most part. I'm gonna get into working out a little bit later in this talk, but if you just cut out the junk food, portion control when it comes to carbohydrates, well, simple sugars and carbohydrates, and focus on fibrous vegetables, you will lose weight, like no joke. So that's essentially what I did when it comes to food, and I was able to lose 50 pounds. So yeah. To continue on the nutrition, next one is going to be intermittent fasting. So there's a lot of research out there now. Just Google intermittent fasting of why it works, and essentially you are limiting your calories with intermittent fasting, but there are other things that help. You burn the fat, which is like an increase in growth hormone in your body, decrease in the secretion of insulin in your body. Those two things in combination help with breaking down fat in your body. So intermittent fasting really works. I do 16-8, which means I fast for 16 hours and I eat for only 8 hours. So my first meal personally is around 12, and then my last will be around 8. And it's just kind of based on my schedule. I don't fast every day. I fast only on days that I'm not working out. So if I'm working out, I do eat more, because when I work out, I do pretty intense workouts and I want to be able to get through that. So yeah, so intermittent fasting will take you through the next level of weight loss. So for me, I didn't do it initially, but once I hit like a plateau around 180, then that's when I incorporate intermittent fasting to kind of bring me down into the 170s. Then I hit another plateau when I got to like low 170s. So I did intermittent fasting again, and then I got me into the 160. So right now my weight fluctuates between 165 and 170. And I think it's a good weight for me, but 160 is my goal weight. So I'm not there yet. I don't think I'm going to get there yet, because I'm thinking about having more babies. And then once I have all my babies, then I'll think about like getting there. But I think, 50 pounds from 215 is good. So what do we talk about so far with nutrition? Portion control is key. You don't have to eat less, you just have to eat smarter. Cut out all the junk food and intermittent fasting. So now I want to talk about hydration and what you drink. So essentially, don't drink your calories. If it's not water, if it's not green tea or any type of tea or coffee, you really shouldn't be drinking it too often. Yeah, people juice and do a lot of things to lose weight. I could talk about that in a whole nother video, but in the sense of just a whole diet and lifestyle, your main drinks that you want to drink are water, tea, and coffee. If you drink tea and coffee, I drink tea a lot, so I really suggest tea, but because tea and coffee are both calorie free, and the research shows that they help to boost your metabolism to kind of help with that weight loss as well. So people drink a lot of added calories when they're drinking these drinks, juices, sodas, alcohol, you name it. So a lot of people are not losing weight because they're drinking a lot of calories by drinking other things that are not water. So again, I only recommend you drink water. I try to drink 2 liters of water a day. I even got this nice water bottle that will tell you, like, motivates you to drink water. I'll put a link down below in the description box so you can get it if you want on Amazon, and it like motivates me to drink water. Like, I don't even know like how I drink as much water as I drink, but I think it's the bottle. So it, like, by 12 o'clock it tells you, okay, you should drink this amount, and then you drink the rest of the day. So you drink half a gallon essentially of water every day with this bottle. So that's one tip I have. Don't drink your calories because it will derail your weight loss goals. Moving forward to my second tip. So all of that was just on nutrition. So to me, nutrition is like the mainstay of weight loss in general. It's like 70% of weight loss is nutrition. I'm going to say 20% of it is working out, and then 10% is all mental. So yeah, people don't really add that mental piece in there, but I'm going to talk about that at the end. But yeah, so number 2 tip is be consistent. So when it comes to the food, you just have to be consistent. Like, if you eat healthy this week and then next week you're eating fried chicken and waffles every single day, no, it's not going to work. You have to be consistent until you really reach your goals. How do you make it easier for yourself to be consistent, you may be wondering. So my best tip on how to make it easier to be consistent is don't do it all at once. Don't try to change your whole life all at once. You don't want to try to be working out 7 days a week and then change your diet drastically. No. Try to focus on one thing at a time. Whether it's just drinking more water, you can start with that, and cutting out all the sugary drinks. Just do that for like 2 weeks, and that could be the only thing you change. When you have that down pat and it's a habit, then you can add something else to change. So say, for instance, the first week you just start on just drinking more water and cutting out all the sugary drinks that you drink. You are like, oh, this is not too bad. Then you go into cutting out all the junk food. You do that for like a month. So you drink a lot of water, you cut out all the junk food, and you are consistent with that for like a month. Like, oh, this is not too bad. I've lost a little bit of weight and I haven't really done too much. Then you add in something else. You start prepping healthy meals for yourself. And then, so this is how you build these habits. So it's not just like you're doing a short crash diet, but you're forming new habits to change your life, right? So yeah, don't try to do it all at once. Break it up into steps. Focus on one thing at a time. Master that one thing. Make that one thing a habit. Then you add in other things. And you change your life. You change all these negative things in terms of health, and you've now constructed a healthy lifestyle. Another way to help you be more consistent is to just set realistic goals, right? So I wanted to lose 50 pounds. I didn't say, oh, I'm about to try to lose this 50 pounds in like 2 months. No, I set goals of like 1 to 2 pounds a week. And that's just what it was. So just got to be realistic, because if you set these huge unreasonable goals for yourself, you're more likely to fail. If you're more likely to fail, guess what? You're more likely to not try again and just to give up on yourself. And that's probably what happens to a lot of you guys, is that you try to lose so much weight in so little time and you just don't do it. You're like, oh, I can't do this. But the reality is just that you set unrealistic goals. So bring those goals down and piecemeal it little by little by little by little. And guess what? Instead of trying to lose weight in 3 weeks and never doing it 3 years later, you can lose that same weight in a year. But if you just piecemealed it step by step, step by step. Next tip on how to increase consistency on your weight loss journey is to schedule everything out and create a plan. It may sound simple when I say it. Create a plan, schedule it, So that's what meal prepping comes into place. When we talk about workouts, when we get into that, write it down and like make this just 2 days of 30 minutes your workout time, so that your husband or your partner, or if you have help around, can be like, oh look, I know this is your workout time, this is your time, I'm not going to disturb you, go do you, and you can get the work done that you need to get done in general in life, not just with workout, but just if you have anything that's important to you, schedule it down and make it a part of your life. Write it down, put it in your calendar. When you do those things, it makes it more real to you that you need to get it done. Yeah, so those are my tips on how to be more consistent on your weight loss journey. All right, so that's 2 tips so far. Number 3, now we got to the fun part, workouts. So yes, you do need to work out eventually. If you just had your baby, obviously it's not a huge thing that you need to really focus on, because you have a lot of work just dealing with the baby. But my number 1 thing in terms of workouts that you can do right away that people overlook is walking. Walking should be a part of your daily life. Even if you live in a cold area, I'm sorry, bundle up, get outside and go for a walk, or go to the gym and just walk. Walking can do amazing things for you. Honestly, for some people, if you are able to really get your diet right and you just incorporate walking 5,000 to 10,000 steps, the more the better, you will lose weight without even trying and doing anything else. So, but for other people who have a lot of weight to lose, whose bodies have slower metabolisms, they will really need to add in some intense workouts. So when it comes to working out, I recommend 2 to 4 times a week. Me personally, on my weight loss journey, I never work out more than 3 times a week. Most times I work out twice a week, and this does not include walking. I walk every day. I have a job where I have to be on my feet, so I have a watch that tracks like my steps and whatnot. It's very good on letting me know how I'm doing with keeping track of my steps and calories. You can compete with like your friends and to burn more calories each day. You can download the Nike app on it and go jogging and track your running, and also compete in challenges. So I really love my watch. It helps with keeping me consistent and accountable and motivated along my weight loss journey. I recommend getting like a fitness tracker to most people. So yeah, there's different types. I have the Apple Watch. I'll link it below in the description box. But I know a lot of people who like Fitbit, but I've never used it before, so I can't really speak on it. But for me, I love my Apple Watch. Again, I'll link it below in the description box. If you have a job, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're sitting most of the time, you want to make an effort to get out and walk. Whether it's around the house, whether it's outside at the gym, you want to make it a habit to walk. A lot of times you see people lose weight and they look flabby. Why is this? It's because they lost a lot of fat, but they didn't build any muscle. So when you do workouts, lift weights, it could be body weight workouts, you're going to be building muscle. What does building muscle do for you? 1, when you have more muscle, it increases your metabolism, which makes it easier for your body to burn fat and lose weight. And then 2, it gives you a bit of tone and structure to your body so you don't look flabby. So I recommend working out 2 to 4 times a week. And these workouts should be intense workouts where you are working up a sweat and you feel like, ooh, I can't do this too much during the week. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to work out 2 to 4 times a week. If you need some ideas on what to do to work out, guess what? I have some videos on my channel on some workouts you can do. Some fun just dance videos and some HIIT videos, HIIT workouts. And you can follow along to any of those workouts if you're at home, or find a trainer near you to show you some workouts at the gym. But yeah, if you choose just to walk, that's fine. If you add in some intense workouts in there 2 to 4 times a week, you will get to your weight loss goals sooner. So my number 4 tip while on your weight loss journey is to limit how much you weigh yourself. Psychologically, it's just not a good thing to do. And your weight will fluctuate up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Sometimes you'll be starting to put more weight on because you're building muscle, so your weight will go up. Sometimes you might just be bloating a bit more. You might be carrying milk, so your weight might look like it's higher. So I personally don't like to weigh myself but every few weeks, so then I can know if like I've really lost weight. But within day to day, you won't know if you're really losing weight you have a lot of fluctuations in water, and then psychologically it's just not good for your mental. It's better to kind of look at yourself and then to kind of track to see like how are your clothes feeling, and then you'll be able to tell like, okay, yeah, this feels good, this is loose, then I know I'm losing weight. Then I think that's the better way to kind of track how, if you're losing weight or getting to the body shape that you want to be at, as opposed to weighing yourself. Because depending on how much muscle to fat you have, you could weigh a lot more and look skinnier because you have a lot more muscle than somebody who has a lot of fat. So yeah, limit how much you weigh yourself. And my number 5 tip is focus on yourself. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Focus on yourself and how you're feeling, because you don't know what anyone else has gone through on their journey. Likewise, no one knows what you're going through on your journey. No one knows how many kids you have and your work situation, your stress levels. So it's just crazy to look at other people like, oh my God, I want their body, I want to do what they're doing. No, everyone's story is different. Like for me in particular, I had a lot of back pain postpartum, to the point where I had to go get an MRI to see what was wrong with my back, and it came out that I had something called sacroiliitis. So then I focused on trying to get rid of that before I could even work out hard. I also, like 2 weeks after having my baby, I had a blood clot in my lung, which was scary, but I got through that. But I didn't have much endurance like after all of that. So people don't know that, but at the end of the day, I got through it, and I was able to come back from that and start working out. But it derailed how long, or let's see, it kind of made my weight loss journey a bit longer than I would have liked, because I wasn't able to really focus on it as much as I would have liked. So, but people don't know what's going on in your life. Likewise, you don't know what's going on in anyone else's life. So focus on yourself. All right. So those are my top 5 tips on weight loss and how I lost my pregnancy weight. Hopefully it has been helpful to you. Let me know if there's any more information you want to know about maybe getting rid of postpartum back pain, about diastasis recti and how to get rid of it. I have future videos planned. Any other weight loss tips, I'm here just to educate people on how to live more fulfilled, healthy lives. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Like and subscribe. Bye.
Grab, 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 grab those hands, grab those points. Hello, I'm Randy. I do exercise. For me. Exercise. 1, 2.